Everybody. Well, this morning's message is one I got yesterday, and it's about Jesus wanting us to be friends with Him. What a friend we have in Jesus. My children, how desperately I desire you to know me, not only as your God, but also as your friend. Imagine, my children, if you were alive at the time I walked your earth, and imagine if you were one of my disciples. Would you not talk to me casually and even joke at times as you got to know me and my humor? Would you not let your guard down and ask me all sorts of questions and share with me your struggles? My children, this is how I desire you to be with me. Respectful, yes, because I am your God, and also friendly, because I too am your friend. Pray, my children, to find this delicate balance and read the scriptures over and over while you imagine that you were there too. My loved ones, the more you open your hearts to me, the more I can transform your lives and perform miracles for you and through you. Trust, trust, trust. Well, how simple. Jesus, in a kind of a way, he's just saying, hey guys, yes, I'm God, but I'm also just normal. Just love me. It's a bit like, imagine, for example, you're in school and, I don't know, one of the kids in school is a multi-billionaire's daughter or son or something like that. But yet the child doesn't want to be treated differently, just wants to be treated like everybody else, and just wants to laugh and joke and be friendly. And so it's the same with Jesus. He's not denying the fact that he's God, and because he's God, he knows everything, he can heal us, he's got all these powers and whatnot. But at the same time, he also just loves us and he wants us to be comfortable with him. And that's why he's saying, imagine when he walked the earth. Imagine, for example, if you were one of his disciples, as he says there. What if you were one of his disciples? You might say, how are you today, Jesus? Did you sleep well, Jesus? What do you want for breakfast? You might notice that day Jesus was tired and you'd say, you're tired, Jesus, I'll go and I'll do that for you. Or you might get to know Jesus and realize he likes a certain type of jam or he likes a certain type of fruit. And you say, here, Jesus, I got you this. Or a certain day you're the one feeling tired and Jesus walks up beside you and he goes, hey, are you okay? What's wrong? And imagine you just saying, oh yeah, I'm not really feeling too well today. I had an argument with my mother or my brother said this or whatever. It would all be very easy, very casual, very familiar. And we, of course, haven't, if you like, experienced Jesus like that. And so we learn more about Jesus, his body, his blood, his soul, his divinity, his majesty. We learn about all these things. And all these things are wonderful and important. But on the other hand, the risk is that as we learn about all these things, we sort of feel distance. We feel inferior. We feel afraid. Like St. Peter, we say, get away from me. I'm just a humble fisherman. Even though Jesus was saying, well, yeah, you are a humble fisherman, but I want you to be the leader of my church. And so he's saying the same thing to you or me. He's saying, yeah, I know in comparison to Jesus, in comparison to me, he says, you're just human, you're just simple, whereas I am your God. But at the same time, I'm your friend and I need you to help me. I love you. I want you. It's not about you being inferior. It's about you being chosen, you've been loved, you've been wanted, and I love you. And sometimes we find maybe that difficult to grasp. And that's why Jesus says, read the scriptures. Because the more we read the scriptures, the more we see the simplicity of it, the humanity of it, and then we can imagine, well, if we're in the scriptures, what would we do? What might we say? How might we react? And through that, we can get to know Jesus better. We can get familiar with Jesus better. The more we're familiar with him from reading the scriptures, well, then the more that becomes real. The more that influences how we pray in front of the Blessed Sacrament, that influences how we receive Holy Communion, that influences how we go to confession. It makes it all more real, all more tangible, all more grounded, down to earth, if you like, and all more practical. We realize how infinitely practical Jesus had to be, despite the fact that he was God. And so, at the same token, we realize how infinitely practical and pragmatic too we need to be, even though we're receiving him and even though we love him. And so he's inviting us into this relationship. And imagine, for example, some days we were laughing with Jesus, joking with Jesus, Jesus enjoyed a glass of wine, or Jesus, there was a party or something. So Jesus wants us to really enter into the whole lot of it so that we can be better friends with him. And the more we're better friends with him, the more our hearts open. And the more our hearts open, the more his love can flow through us, which is better for us. Our trust grows, and so we make the right decisions in life. But also then we can love others, we can help others, and we become more efficient apostles of love. So, in a nutshell, today's message is read the scriptures and get to know Jesus from your heart so that he can transform you from the inside out. Thank you for watching.